Hey everybody, it's Anna here, and I'm here to do a mini podcast episode. I get asked a lot by all sorts of people, hey Anna, am I too old to become a 3D artist? You might be asking yourself, who's asking these questions, right? You'd be so surprised at the ages of the people asking if they're too old. I have gotten people from 21 years old asking if they're too old to become a 3D artist. I'm really excited to share with you my personal philosophy on this topic. So the overall answer is that no, you're not too old to become a 3D artist. I always say that 3D art is not a contact sport. You don't need to have young joints or a body like to do it. It's more of a mental thing than anything, and a little bit of like hand-eye coordination. Um, you can make beautiful art at any age. And in fact, if you're older, you might even have a little bit more maturity and better habits than somebody who's younger when it comes to learning and practicing and, creating your art, following through on what you say you're going to do, having the discipline to put together a portfolio. Of course, not everybody. That being said, I've had clients in my mentorship of all ages. I think the oldest client I've had was around 58 years old. And, those people are wondering if they're too old to become a 3D artist. I still think no, it's fine. You can become a 3D artist, but there are some give and takes, especially if you're already established in a different career. It's like switching careers in general. Being an artist doesn't really come into it. If you are already an established lawyer or you work in oil and gas and you want to switch to 3D art, you probably will take a pay cut, especially because you're now beginning again and going into an entry level position. That is when things become more complicated. If you have a certain standard of living, you have certain bills to pay, you might feel the pain more so than somebody who's 18 years old might. I had a client in my mentorship who worked in a very well off field, so to speak, and he had a very high threshold for how much he needed to make on his very first 3D art full time job in order to maintain his lifestyle. We did some research and turns out it was possible but not likely. So he had to reassess his priorities. If you're willing to, do what it takes to become a 3D artist, to get your foot in the door, I think age, gender, race, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can do it. Just keep strong, have discipline, have passion, continue pushing. Don't take the rejections to mean anything other than they are, which is just a not yet. I'll see you in the next one.